Welcome to the video about the Three-Fifths Compromise, when our new nation finally turned its eyes to slavery. Well, kind of. Once the debate over how to determine representation in Congress was solved by Roger Sherman and his Great Compromise, a new argument arose, one that threatened to divide our nation in two. See, once the decision was made that representation will be determined based upon population in the lower house, or House of Representatives, the question as to who should actually count in a state's population reared its ugly head. Pitting the largely slave-holding southern states against the predominantly free northern states, the argument that led to the Three-Fifths Compromise threatened to divide our nation even before it truly began. Now, this debate can get kind of confusing, so it's important to remember one thing. This is not a debate about the morality or legality of slavery. No one is arguing about how slaves should be treated or if they should be considered human beings or not. Sadly, our nation wasn't ready to have that discussion yet. Instead, this discussion was merely over whether slaves should be counted when determining the population of any given state. That's it. You see, each state is hoping to get as much representation in Congress as possible, so the more population they have, the happier they'll be. However, not all states could agree upon who exactly should count. The southern states argued that their slaves should count towards population only, while the northern states did not want slaves to count at all. Remember, by this point, many northern states had no slaves whatsoever. The argument got quite heated and was pretty divisive until they finally agreed upon a proportion to solve the problem. Instead of not counting any slaves as the North wanted, or counting all the slaves as the South wanted, 3 out of every 5 slaves would count towards a state's population when determining representation. So that's it. Sort of like your relatives might haggle over the price of a new car or a home, the Northern and Southerners haggled over how to count the slaves until they agreed upon the 3/5 of the population. While the agreement did keep our nation together, it's also a sad reminder of just how poorly slaves were treated throughout our nation's history.